Sorry about that. I thought I'd have a second. But yeah, no, it looks like they're writing things out. One satchel kills dome. VIPs can't leave zone. VIPs are only visible to OPFOR. They have special hats. Okay. F1, PJ, just force of habit. And it looks like the AO itself is going to be the Telos military encampment. All right. I always like to focus on the attackers first. Let's go ahead and have a look. BLUFOR is going to have the two SOCOM Vics. Looks like the M21 is in the lead, followed by the M134 minigun. It is your quote-unquote vanilla for BLUFOR and FNF, which means they are the Marpat Marine group from RHS USAF, because that's the one we almost always see in most missions for BLUFOR here. So that means M16A4s, M4s, Carl Gustavs.
Oh wait, never mind. Hey, what are we doing?
M72, sorry, I'm listening to that. M240 Bravos, M249s, all of that jazz. They also said there were transport Vics, but I don't see any BLUFOR transport Vics, so they're going to have to go on foot. Interesting. They also only get an MRZR. Otherwise, looking at the roster here, it is Pierce commanding, who, as I've been saying in the other rounds, some of the one of the top commanders, I'd say, in terms of experience, but his plans don't always work. Sometimes they blow up in his face, but that's for everyone. Otherwise, Stark leading X-Ray here. We've got Dryden taking the marksman rifle, and Turk and a fill-in Naders is are going to be the suppressed shooters here. I think an MP7 in this AO is actually going to be a really, really good weapon, because it's a nice CQC style weapon. So maybe one MP7 and one Mark 18. So they can cover both avenues, long range and short range would be a good call there, especially with the sniper. I mean, just getting on that hill and laying hate from that small ridge with the windmills. Otherwise, Alpha 1 has Navy, Shy, members from 1R, actually just spawns from 1RW, Olaf and Harudu. Green Thumb, Sanchez, Retrospecta, Martson, and Stottenberg taking Alpha 2. Bravo, actually knows there's no leadership element there. It's just two individual teams, but there's only Stottenberg from Alpha 2, so I wonder if he'll command both groups. Otherwise, Grav for Bravo HQ leading. He's got Eander, Hurton, Whiplash, Cossum, and Nemesis under Bravo 1, so a mix of Scandi Recon with Cossum filling in and Whiplash, the SOG dev, filling in as well. Bravo 2 has Scholand, Norse, Cholt, and Dog4 under Bravo 2. Inky, Captain Morgan, Lurch, and Jack under Charlie 1. And Delta HQ has Vagrant, Sam, Reaper, Sismo, and Andre. Delta 2 has Bant and Dooley, that Dream Team combo, and they both have 240 Bravos. Oh, this is going to be a messy round. How did they both get 240 Bravos for this one? That's funny. Bald Eagle and Kabaya also with them, and then Tolly, Blam, Goak taking one vehicle crew, and Lolo and G-Legs taking the other vehicle crew. All right. Looking under OPFOR here. They've got some quad bikes already mounted up. It looks like they're going to probably try to rush forces along this ridge to get some early pickoffs on BLUFOR. Honestly, though, if OPFOR were to just rush up with vehicles and take control of that ridge and catch a lot of BLUFOR in the open, that's just going to turn into a massive kill zone. But they have two armed Gazes. I think this is by design, though, because those SOCOM Vics can easily tear these Gazes apart. These are meant to be more security Vics, but it's a very big risk-to-reward ratio of if OPFOR can rush up and take control of that ridge first. But we'll probably see those SOCOM Humvees be fully mounted and charge right up to the ridge as well. And the defensive weaponry of the 134 and the M2 are going to completely outperform the PKPs on the rooftops of the Gazes, because, again, the AGS-30s are unscripted. Otherwise, it is the Gorka without camo here for the Russian OPFOR force with 545s, RPKs, PKPs, RPG-26 is the single-shot disposable light anti-tank, also known as LAT, and the RPG-32s, which is the medium anti-tank, also known as MAT. Otherwise, we see forces line up the domes here. They mentioned that a single satchel can take out the domes in case there's any camping going on, which I like that they included. Otherwise, the commander here is Dusty's, who had a really good run in the first round. Didn't see much of Dusty's in the second round, but we'll see how they are commanding-wise for this third round. Eric and Fred under him. Eric as the 2IC, Fred as the platoon medic. Ash taking lead with the X-Ray group. Yeah, you saw the three quad bikes racing around the perimeter here, which I thought was quite funny. But otherwise, they're set up, ready to go out over here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 players, 3 quad bikes, 2 players per quad bike. They're going to be inhabiting all of those. Hopefully there won't be any issues because quad bikes will blow up on a dime. If they hit a bush, for example, it might blow up the quad bike. Just depends on how fast they're going. Flux flew. Okay. I'm going to keep breaking down the roster, watching these guys. As you can see, Pepega Pirates is on this side. But otherwise, we got Ash leading X-Ray there with Kazag, Swollen, Dream being the sniper, Mackenzie and Tackleberry all under him. Dream, again, sniper, so I assume Mackenzie and Tackleberry are the suppressed shooters. Mazz leading Alpha HQ. We've got Red Ram, Timec, Gamma, Supreme, Despo, and Prygoda under them as well. Mobile X, Circuit Cats, Patriot, and the Real Jamie under Alpha 2. Bravo HQ has Pega Pirates with WCR members, and nope, it's just WCR and Pepega. I'm not sure if Raptor's Pepega, but could be a fill-in, could be with them. We'll see. Indigo Fox leading Delta HQ with 29th RD guys under him, such as Aim at the Stars. He was in our chat for round 2, said he was coming in. Member 1RCC, it's K. And Wheaton also coming in with Arcor here as well to FNF devs. Flux.
Oh my god, just the one, you guys. The domes can be exploded, so be careful. I suggest just hiding in small buildings.
So OPFOR is going to try not to put too many forces in the domes because they're destroyable and they're fearful of enemy demolition, which makes sense. But otherwise, King Garuzi, thanks so much for the 8-month resub. 1 more month till the Twitch, baby. Hell yeah, man. Hope you keep enjoying everything, and I hope you're enjoying these rounds of FNF. I always find it funny that Pepega will do, you know, stupid early game stuff. They're doing what I like to call the enhanced movement glitch, where you basically sprint in a direction, and then... Oh, my house is on fire again. Oh, dear. Hey, Boo. Boo, I know you like this house. Please don't blow it up yet. Thank you, Boo.
I mean, they can't kill all of us, right? We got mine up.
Otherwise, what you do is you sprint in a direction, you then hit your enhanced movement key as you spin, and that's what causes that to happen. And since they're invincible in the zone, it doesn't hurt them when they do it. Sometimes if you do it, you go at a speed that'll actually hurt you when you land, and if your health coefficient for Ace is not set beyond the default, it's on default set to 1. If it's still there, you'll probably knock yourself unconscious. So it's a really risky thing to do. On servers that they set it up to like 5, 8, or 10, I love doing it because I'll be able to tank the impact, but I'll also be able to jump to somewhere if I'm in the open and I need to actually use that method. There are some people that are so good at it that they can actually control the direction that they go, and it's quite funny to watch. But also as a reminder, guys, I got half a glass of water here. I got half a bowl of caffeine here. Please remind me to drink and caffeinate if you don't mind. Flux is a magic man. I mean, he's great at this, at PvP, so we'll see what Pepega can do. Otherwise, looking at some remaining things here, I think BLUFOR have a good advantage in getting in because they have... Yeah. About to say they had 2 SOCOM Humvees, and then that one magically appeared. So I'd assume that was just the admin looking around. I don't know. They were, I guess, looking at something. Who the heck really knows? I'm just going to take a drink of water and then some caffeine. Yeah, it sounded like they were checking something based off of Nemesis's voice, but with these 2 Vics, I think they'll be able to get a good foothold on that ridge, and what they can do is they can ferry with those 2 Vics, everyone on the ridge here, and then they can overwatch from there, move their forces into these buildings, and then attack from this angle. OPFOR are just going to be forced to make a massive defensive line on the outer perimeter. Now, the issue with these big ridges is you cannot, from the smaller HESCO block, look over the bigger HESCO block. You're forced to utilize some of these big open areas. So what we might see is some people use the domes as cover because they'll be at range at that point, but we'll probably see a lot of suppression from the 50 cal and the M134 minigun if OPFOR decides to utilize that tactic. Or what OPFOR might also do is they might proactively put forces in the town to try to stop BLUFOR from coming in, or even try to rush forces on that ridge to stop BLUFOR from actually taking control of it. So I think we're going to see a very deadly battle in the town itself first, because I think OPFOR knows if they are stuck in the defensive areas here, it's going to be a very quick round. But if OPFOR can just capitalize on these open areas themselves, they should be A-okay. It's a tough call. Now let me go ahead and have some of that coffee. Ah, love that stuff. Still have 4 minutes remaining. I can smell dinner upstairs. Grenade goes off.
Unbind G.
One of my guys managed to throw a nade somehow.
Please bind your grenade key to double tap G for God's sake.
That's a bad frag.
Okay, anyway, look at your maps. We're gonna book it to Alpha ambush. The whole idea is that our platoon will go along the windmills and ambush them, and they're gonna have to cross an open field on foot. Bravo and Delta will be aiming for the GMVs, so if you see the GMVs, which is their only vehicles, please call that out for us so we can have Bravo and Delta shoot it.
Okay, so both alphas go there, right?
Yeah, we're the only assault team. The other two teams or squads are Bravo and Delta, which are MAT and MG teams respectively. So we will be holding at the church on the west side.
Got it.
Yeah, right, what's that?
Do you want Alpha 2 to disperse into the black circle building?
The meme will disappear over time, but we'll still meme it for the most part.
Yeah, Alpha 2, you hold there. How many?
Because that was pretty funny.
4.
Yeah, Alpha 2, you can head to the black buildings. You'll cover our retreat if we need it. Alpha 1, you guys stage at the church on A ambush.
And we can always move up if you need us as well.
Alright, let's go to the edge of the staging line and get ready to march.
Yep.
When we do this, we need to run with our guns away. We need to beat them to it.
So OPFOR is going to triple time to the ridge and try to hold it. Not gonna lie, that's not a bad tactic. What they need to do is find an opening in this perimeter wall, like right here, and they just charge through and then beeline it up. Worst comes to worst, BLUFOR beats them to the punch and they just have a massive fight in here instead. So OPFOR is just going to go big or go home. They're putting almost everything on this push. They got both vehicles. Wow. What's BLUFOR doing? Gosh darn it. 1 second. Sorry, so sometimes my phone makes screws with my audio box. And you hear a little bit of like a static feedback sound. That is literally the connection of my phone somehow interrupting the connection of my mic. There we go. And then the little whisk fell out of my bowl and I'd have to quickly clean that up. But otherwise... So it looks like they just switched it out for a different one. I don't know if there was what issue that had. I just heard someone mention they had an issue with the minigun.
Yeah, or maybe they're giving us 2 different ones.
This is a M134 Humvee over.
You get not used to it, big deal.
Yeah, but they deleted our 50 cal one, which was working fine.
So they deleted the 50 cal one. Huh.
Oh shit, bro.
They deleted that one by accident, I think. Maybe they're giving it.
There goes my house again.
I don't see Nemesis or Hardcore around. I am over there, actually. Check.
I have no idea what's going on.
Dooley, get out of that vehicle.
So they were having issues with this Vic because they couldn't get in the turret for some reason. Maybe because they rescripted the M134 to have less ammo and they accidentally broke it. But now I think the Zeus accidentally deleted the 50 cal one, which was working fine, and now they're trying to find Nemesis to put it in. But there goes the mission. And the issue is now BLUFOR doesn't have its vehicles because they're having technical issues. And this is going to allow OPFOR to get control of that ridge. I'm actually going to be serious when I say this, but they might restart this mission because that's game-changing. Because this means OPFOR is just going to be caught in the... is going to catch all BLUFOR in the open.
They're waiting for a vehicle.
Right? What's that? And that's why it's funny in the first place. But, yeah. Dryden, the sniper, immediately comes under fire.
Who's halfway like a wall of trees. A wall of tree bushes.
Papega's starting to call forces out here. This is just going to be a kill zone at this point. I feel bad for BLUFOR. So now they get two M134s.
Can we press the contact Zeus again?
Let's give him a warm welcome.
He responded in chat, but he's wrong. 134 Vic got replaced, not needed. But it's the wrong vehicle.
Yeah, so I kind of feel bad here. Because BLUFOR doesn't have vehicle support, so they're now caught charging an open field here with no room to maneuver, and OPFOR has a giant tactical advantage. Like, BLUFOR had no chance to move that stuff up. Now they're getting the other Vic finally replaced with the one that they're supposed to have, but at this point the damage is done. Now BLUFOR is all caught in the open. I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself on TeamSpeak real quick. And now they're just gonna get cut to shreds because now OPFOR is fully deployed along this ridge. There were no BLUFOR Vics to harass that deployment or charge anything into the ridge. And I don't know at this point. There's AT landing. That was an HE round too. We're not gonna refund the prediction yet because it hasn't even finished fully going. I think BLUFOR can still turn this around if the GMVs are properly utilized. Because the minigun in the 50 cal can still suppress OPFOR if BLUFOR hunkers down and they can get a gap and then still take the area. I don't think it's out and about yet, but it is skewed a little bit in OPFOR's favor, but I think it can be turned around. Looking at the roster here, only Seismo has died, and I think on top of Turk, Dryden also died. So the casualties have been minimal. But OPFOR, I don't see any skulls right now. I did see some knockouts. And we are seeing some red on red here, so we're going to keep the prediction going. But there's certainly some confusion among OPFOR's ranks. BLUFOR did a good job. They folded to the only little bit of elevation and cover that they had, but this is going to narrow their window into getting into the AO, but it's giving them some distance from the hill, and all they have to do is worry about X-ray on that one side. There's a little bit of fortification they can still utilize to get up, but now BLUFOR needs to really bank on these vehicles. So you got two 240 Bravos firing here. This is actually pretty dope. You got this 134 suppressing from afar. So that's going to start folding OPFOR off from these areas. They're getting behind these positions of hard cover, and they're laying in wait for BLUFOR to come in. But now you need to see these vehicles reposition to cover BLUFOR's advance because they've clearly picked to come along the western flank. And now we need to see those vehicles adjust to moving accordingly. But I do see one injury in one of the vehicle crews there. I don't know if that was the main gunner or the rear gunner. Looks like it was the main gunner, but he is back up. So at this point, what we need to see is that M2 GMV reposition to assist this flank in pushing up, and then the 134 continue to suppress OPFOR in the other positions here. Still got suppression going up on that ridge, but it could be utilized elsewhere. So BLUFOR really needs to focus on their communication right now, because otherwise the casualties are going to continue to mount. Legal Action has gone down. He was in the Vic back here. BLUFOR pushing up a little bit of forces on the right to at least harass that hilltop, but OPFOR, what they need to realize is where the main BLUFOR push is coming from. Really easy way to see that is where is all the smoke being deployed. A lot of smoke's being deployed over here, so this Delta force needs to at least shed half of itself and find another defensive line here, maybe even go up to X-Ray's position to cover, otherwise BLUFOR will be able to break through, and then it's going to be a race basically back to this objective to hit those VIPs, because the VIPs can't leave the military compound. So it's Fred, Eric, and Dusty's are the VIPs, the 3 in the platoon HQ section. So if 2 of them are killed, then it's GG for BLUFOR. I'm gonna have some more coffee. Now it's just a matter of can BLUFOR reposition. Excuse me. Can OPFOR reposition their forces to counter the BLUFOR push? And can BLUFOR properly utilize its GMVs to assist in the push? Because this positioning right here for OPFOR can still cause a massive amount of casualties, and BLUFOR is eventually going to run out of smoke. We need to see these GMVs repositioned to take them out, but it looks like they're doing just that. So who's the commander on BLUFOR? Pierce is doing an excellent job showing his veterancy as a commander here and having his infantry push up with the GMVs supporting. That's exactly where he wants the 134 to fire right now. They've realized that there's no one there anymore, and now they're firing at this OPFOR position. And that 134 will make your head get down. Suppression is very important in this role. See, even Despo, he was in a position to cover here, but he heard the rounds whizzing over his head. He immediately looked away and popped the smoke in panic. Suppression might not always work on AI, but against players, it is one of your best tools for getting out of dangerous positions. So if you can suppress the enemy and prevent them from looking out and firing at you, you can maneuver. And then we still have Charlie coming around right here, harassing the right side. But OPFOR still hasn't pulled anything. They're still keeping this massive battle line here. They haven't properly identified where BLUFOR is trying to make their pushes. I think because they think that this Charlie force is a lot bigger than it actually is, so they're keeping a unified battle line. We're not seeing Dusty's maneuver his forces where they absolutely need to be, and I think that's just a weakness on the fact that Dusty's is not as a, doesn't have enough, how do I put it? Isn't as experienced as Pierce. Now, don't get me wrong, BLUFOR is still taking a massive amount of casualties here. We got 4 people down right now, but if they're down, they can still be brought into positions of cover and medicked back up. Now we have this other force starting to push up. That's going to start harassing the middle position, so it can't suppress this major infantry push on the western flank. Yes, they have some casualties to lick up, but the GMVs are doing a great job of supporting. I have to say, Pierce has done a really great job of taking a really shitty situation. They were on the back foot because of a technical issue with the GMVs, but he has still capitalized on it and done a really great job of positioning his forces to continue on. Now, we are seeing OPFOR starting to fold forces back. That one vehicle moving, how much is loaded in there? Only 2. So they still have a pretty unified battle line here. Meanwhile, you have King pushing up on his own. He's trying to pick off who he can. King's a really good player. Trying to pick off Jack, and he gets the headshot. Lurch now pushing up a great grenade throw on King, and that manages to knock him out. Can Lurch get up there and get the double tap before King wakes back up, though? No, he's getting away. King's probably going to wake back up because that was only a grenade throw. There's the wake up. But if he starts firing again... Oh my gosh, they've broken through. All it takes is a group to break through to get to the HVI area and start eliminating... Actually, it would be an HVT area at this point. Inkley goes down, trades with King. Lurch should hopefully now go up there and take them out. But BLUFOR, if these guys can get in there and start clearing them out, because it's going to be a 4-on-3, that's exactly what they need to do in that area. They can still win, despite taking heavy losses here. So that breakthrough is going to be vital for BLUFOR here, even if they lose this massive line battle, because this is X-Ray. This is their guys with their suppressed weapons and their heavy hitters, plus Stark is in that group, one of the best players on right now. So they're going to be cautious because they think there might be an internal defensive garrison. Probably dismount early. They're already dismounting. But we'll see if that causes OPFOR to fold their lines back to relieve the rest of BLUFOR from coming in. Looking at BLUFOR now, you're seeing a few more skulls mounting here. OPFOR, meanwhile, also a few skulls. Still, you're seeing BLUFOR losing men at a quicker rate than OPFOR, but they're both losing manpower. All right, King was taken out. I believe Lurch got the double tap. He's now in the body. Ooh, taking the 249. That's a good call there. You're seeing these two now harassing this OPFOR group that might have been trying to look back to check on X-Ray. And you got these guys practically just chilling in the towers here. Eric actually took some fire as a VIP. That would be really funny if the snipers just picked off the VIPs early and already won the match for him. But the real battle here is BLUFOR pushing up on these lines. You got Reaper pushing up. He's taking friendly suppressive fire from the GMV. Pyro God is going to get the headshot there, yeah. Good call on him taking an enemy weapon to confuse the audio PID, but it just wasn't enough. He was too busy getting suppressed by his own guy, and now that is on the fault of the GMV's communication with squad elements for not calling out that the infantry are pushing up and getting to that compound, because you don't want to be suppressing a position while your friendly infantry are pushing up, because it's going to cause that confusion that puts your infantry in a really bad spot. I'm also really surprised OPFOR hasn't been putting any AT on this position to take people out. I mean, you see the bodies here. You see all the bandages. AT in this position would have been great, but we never saw OPFOR fold forces around. It was only X-Ray. And that's just created an opportunity that's been missed for OPFOR that could have helped them win the game. Otherwise, we do see OPFOR starting to fold forces back. That's going to narrow X-Ray's window to actually get in here. But that's also going to allow for a major force of BLUFOR to come in. But if OPFOR can fold in and capitalize on the remaining open areas, I still think OPFOR will have a really good chance at victory here. There's some AT coming in. Unfortunately, it was a VG rocket. It wasn't a OG. Or no, it would have been a VL rocket. There's another one coming in. They're aiming for the GMV Humvee, unable to land a proper shot. That is Wheaton up here. Ah, they have the RPG-32s. So they don't have any HE rockets. I have seen HE explosions, though. That one might have been an HE explosion, actually. They need to put it here where the infantry is, because that'll cause massive casualties. But yeah, OPFOR's inability to take out these GMVs early on has allowed BLUFOR to bounce back here. And now you're seeing X-Ray charging. More AT fired. I don't know where that one went. I think that was... Yeah, Arcor was trying to get a shot on something else, but Bayant picked him off. Bayant, again, one of the really good CQC players, and he's got a 240 Bravo, which is one of his favorite guns. I don't know how he does it, but he's able to control the recoil of it so well at medium and long ranges, and he's able to get some pretty nasty pickoffs. Normally, the M240 Bravo is really hard to maintain control. We just saw AT get launched in this building and take out multiple dudes. AT can be easily utilized not only as a shock weapon or an AT weapon, but as an anti-infantry weapon and just cause massive damage in droves. Dooley, meanwhile, gets a little confused here, unable to see Gamma. I think he's out of ammo, actually, so he switches to his pistol, and he gets picked off by Pyrogoda. Meanwhile, Bant charging up here. We're hearing some more AT firing back and forth. Again, they're aiming for the GMV. If that GMV goes up, it could potentially destroy this building and cause a lot of damage, but I think it's already in the destroyed texture. So instead, they're just aiming for the gunner. I think it's G-Legs is reloading it, so he's folded in to protect his head, but he's still looking out this little silhouette. He might be fully out of ammo. Who knows? And otherwise, these BLUFOR recon guys are throwing a lot of smoke. They're distracting OPFOR, trying to cause some confusion to force OPFOR to pull back so BLUFOR can get into a better position to cover. There's more 134 firing. X-Ray for OPFOR, meanwhile, still harassing that major group coming in. And we just had Pyrogoda get shot by Andre there, and he's being flanked by that one Bravo position. Bayant and Shire up here. Might have just taken some friendly fire. But let's look at the roster again. So a lot of skulls we're starting to see on BLUFOR, but OPFOR also a lot of skulls. So I think BLUFOR still has maintained that 5 to 10% numbers advantage, but both sides are definitely taking significant casualties. It's going to fall to the heavy hitters of CQC to see where this game goes, and that's going to be Stark and Bay for BLUFOR and Papega Pirates on OPFOR. Is Nemesis still alive? He can be another heavy hitter as well. He is in this back group. And then the two GMVs, they could still be of assistance, but not as much when it comes to that actual compound because of how limited the vehicles are and coming into only certain directions. Excuse me, certain entrances, which limits their mobility. Now you're just going to see some really, really intense urban fighting, as well as some fighting within the military compound, CQC essentially, as OPFOR has kind of completely broken down here. You see a lot of spacing within their units. And you got this GMV pushing up. Maybe Patriot can poke out and get a headshot. Throws a grenade, bounces off the top. Tries to throw a charge, was unable to get it to stay in time. I think the driver saw it and immediately pulled away. Now he knows that there's someone right up there. But if anything, I think OPFOR's best chance right now is to continue this large separation, try to bait BLUFOR to come in, and then have one or two well-placed guys do some guerrilla tactics. There goes Dream getting taken out by Purton there. And basically just take out BLUFOR as much as they can before they go down, because BLUFOR still has some pretty congealed groups here. Otherwise, Shy and Aim at the Stars get into a firefight. Shy caught in the reload, and Aim at the Stars sprays him down with that PKP. All right, Stark is he's up on the compound. Dusty's back here trying to corner camp, but Stark, if he's able to start running around in this compound, I think he could do a significant amount of damage. Looks like he's throwing some grenades up here, trying to clear that tower out. Grenades cause this texture to change. He's going to throw some more just to make sure it's dead. Dusty's throwing some of his own grenades out, knowing that there's someone out there. That third grenade blows up the tower. And now Stark's going to hear these grenades coming after him. That first one did some damage. Manages to fold in behind the Hesco barrier at an angle where the grenade won't hurt him. More AT fired, but that one was a bit short. We still got Mazz and Patriot out here. They could do some significant damage to this BLUFOR group coming in. Again, it's a bit of a sacrifice play, but at this point, OPFOR needs to focus on whittling down the numbers. And you just have that 134 pretty much annihilate some dude on the street over here. I don't even know where his body went. But looking at the numbers, it's starting to turn in OPFOR's favor. OPFOR starting to, how do I say it? Congeal their forces within the internal base perimeter. That's going to make it harder for players like Stark to breach in and kill the VIPs, which I believe all three are still alive. And that's going to make it harder for any individual BLUFOR players to get in if OPFOR is continuing to stay in that one area, because there's a lot of open areas that BLUFOR is going to have to cross to get in. Granted, they can still use their GMV Vix, but at this point, with both sides taking heavy casualties, it'll be hard for them to fold in. Give me 1 second. I got to turn off my TFAR plugin and get back in the couch. There we go. Hi, Dream.
Hey.
I watched you get mowed the fuck down. How are you?
Did you watch me mow the fuck down, people?
Yeah, there's quite a few bodies around you. I didn't see that, unfortunately.
I hit some of the worst fucking shots of my life.
Nice.
At the very, very start of this game. Like, some shots that I was embarrassed about. And then I decided to just do good things again. Who's winning? Because from my ears, it sounded like we were losing horribly and painfully.
So, BLUFOR, give a TLDR. BLUFOR had a false start with their vehicles. Oh, there's the house burning down again. So the GMVs were delayed. That allowed OPFOR. Oh god, roster. Oh my god. Poor roster. He just ran in and got annihilated by 2 MP7s. I knew those would be coming handy. Now you got Kazag running around because he heard those suppressed shots. Skipper checking the rear.
So I just wanted to ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
One of the M2 Humvees, I shot.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Kazag just completely got cut out of position and taken out there.
One of the M2 Humvees, I shot the driver out, and then I shot the gunner's legs about 6. You know, okay, so the reason why I got pushed up and got mowed down was plainly because I used all 11 mags. of that 338.
Nice.
Which I've never done before, so I walked up, got an M240 Bravo, killed 2 people, and then walked away.
All right. Just real quick on the scenario here. Stark and Skipper are pinned in a dome. Papega Pirates trying to surround them. Desmond from 4IB as Naders are trying to come in, but they're now getting a firefight between Cosmonaut and Cool Breeze. But TLDR, BLUFOR's Vix got delayed because they accidentally had one deleted and the other one replaced. So they had 2 134 Vix, but one of them was unusable. So at like 30 seconds after start, it finally got replaced and they were able to get fielded in. That allowed for OPFOR to get on the ridge. Mobile X just took out Bay, or at least knocked him unconscious. We'll see if Bay wakes back up. Grenade was just thrown in the building, might take out Mobile X, and there it is, because Sholin's pushing up. Hopefully Bay will be able to be brought back up, and there it is.
But Stark. Oh, Stark can't get the kill off.
Got quite a few hits on him, and you got Arma Jesus now coming around on the rear here. Stark pushes and takes him out, but he's about to get shot in the back of the head and gets down by Arma Jesus. And you also have Indigo Fox firing on his body, and there goes Stark. Unfortunate. But that allowed for OPFOR to make a massive battle line. BLUFOR did a really great job of then pushing through that battle line, getting their X-Ray group across. And had X-Ray rushed, I think they would have won the match early, but they did not. They played it cautiously, thinking OPFOR had a defensive line, which was smart in my opinion regardless. BLUFOR broke through, OPFOR folded back in after BLUFOR started getting elements on the eastern side through, and now we have this remaining fight where OPFOR did have a bit of a numbers advantage, but I think they started losing it. Now BLUFOR has decisively kept that number advantage here. OPFOR was doing a good job of leaving a few guys like you behind to pick off who they could, but it just got turned around. Yeah, go ahead.
I held like Greg's and Blom's forces off.
Arma Jesus!
I think I did pretty well in that aspect. I was just holding them back. Every time they tried to move, they'd get picked off. But as soon as I ran out of 338, I knew it's like there was no point in
it's your brother.
My pistol, so I just made an advanced run, picked up a 240 Bravo, and just went to town on a couple people. I should have just kept pushing. I decided to sit in a bush to see if they wouldn't see me, but Periton just saw me lay down.
Yeah, and he mowed you down.
Yeah.
As expected from Scandi. You can't hide from them. Otherwise, Patriot running back. He is the furthest northern unit, period. And we'll see if he's able to fold in, get behind maybe Sholand and Bands and Green Thumb. Otherwise, the 2 GMVs are repositioning most of the BLUFOR force out to the west, as you have Naders come around this entryway here. But now we're just going to be playing hide-and-go-seek. I think OPFOR is in trouble at this rate. Just the numbers on BLUFOR. I don't know what just changed in the past 5 minutes, but a lot of OPFOR guys got picked off in the fortification itself. I think it was just harassing fire from people breaching in. So I think BLUFOR, even though they had a false start, even though it looked really grim in the beginning, they've been able to turn it around simply because they didn't reposition their forces after their lines were starting to be breached. And even before that, when they identified where the major pushes were coming from, they weren't able to reposition that. Yeah, Cosmonaut, I don't know why that M2 is not penetrating that thin armor of that tower. That's lucky on Cosmonaut. He just got both gunners of the SOCOM Humvees. But that M2 should have shredded him, but apparently that armor is rated for M2. Because the M2 just stopped as soon as it hit that. That's bullshit in my opinion, but alright, cool. So I think that really just illustrates Dusty's inexperience as a commander compared to Pierce's. Both of them are experienced, don't mind you, but Pierce having a greater amount. But Dust had the ability to reposition some of his forces, and he didn't because there was a harassing force to the east, and I think Dust thought there was more there or just didn't think about it. And that allowed for BLUFOR to, you know, push in a big force, and now we have this situation. Granted, BLUFOR is taking some pretty heavy casualties right now, and this might turn the tide, but
I can give you a bit of an insight. So you probably saw Red Force plan was to push out early and hold the attack while they're crossing up in the large field. For the most part, but because we had such a small force, aka X-Ray, on the gas station, we just got overrun quite quickly. So we lost that wing, meaning that once we lost that wing, we made the decision that, hey, we should just pull out and not bother. But our pullout was halted because X-Ray was so fucked up that we were being shouted at to move back when we were just trying to say, hey, we can't fucking move back. We can't, like, you know, if we move back, we die. And apparently, I just got wet that. Apparently, Pierce's plan was to move forward with the assault, but then hold halfway and take it slow. Which I think might have hurt them
Yep.
quite a bit.
Patriot on the rear line. You just took Whiplash out and another guy who I think was already unconscious. Nemesis woke back up because he was also knocked unconscious by a grenade. And Pierce now is in a, Patriot is in a really good position now to take out additional players here. Even then, I don't think it's going to be enough because BLUFOR still has that northern force that's breaching him. Now you got the 134 firing in, but there's a miscommunication here because BLUFOR's already breached on this angle. Indigo Fox getting taken out.
How many VIPs we got left?
All three are still alive.
Who is it? It's Dust Eyes Eric.
Dust Eyes, Fred, and Eric. And they're all really close to enemy forces, but they're all in really good hiding spots. Fred's bandaging. He took a few hits. You got Arma Jesus. He's firing north, trying to fight with Morgan, but he gets taken out by Jack. Jack, I don't know why. I've been seeing him do a lot. Another explosive satchel goes, trying to hit the GMB, but Cosmonaut gets blown up in the tower instead. AT, that was an HE warhead because of the smoke kick up, just went down.
It just annihilated a man.
Yeah, I don't know who that was, but he is definitely dead. Now you got Bayant running in. He's going to check things out. He's stolen a PKP and an RPG-32. Dusty's sees him, and he's going to stay hidden instead. No, he gets up, and he knocks out Bayant and gets the double tap. But that GMV just witnessed it. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Fred, you need to do something for your buddy. Holy crap, Dusty's manages to pick him off!
No way.
Fred, get the flank! 2-on-1 on Koak! Dusty's gets knocked unconscious. Naders on the second story might have just spotted Fred there. Grenade gets thrown. That's going to bounce on the back wall. The Hesco could knock Fred out. He's already wounded. Oh my gosh, they both put rounds into each other. Sholin now coming around on the flank. He's gonna finish off Dust. No, he's looking for Fred. Another grenade goes out. No, it's a smoke. And Eric over here on the northern side. They're exchanging around. Another grenade goes out. That's gonna land right next to Fred. He tries to pull away. He goes prone to avoid that.
Oh God, look at Eric. Eric, run, Eric.
If Fred or Eric dies, then BLUFOR wins.
Look at Fred, look at Eric's hiding place though.
Fred tries to cook a grenade, and BLUFOR has won. 2 out of the 3 VIPs have died. Now the rest is just pick off at this point. I don't know why the round continues to go after the 2 VIPs have died, but... Whew.
I don't know either. I don't know.
Eric getting the high ground here. He's gonna...
I think it is one. I think they do have to kill Eric.
Did Eric just... Out of everyone you could have shot, you shot the only teammate you had in the AO. Out of everyone. Amazing.
Oh, no,
amazing. Get him, Green. Wait a second. What did he do? He just jumped. He's like, whoo, jump scare. And they're showing it's GG. G freaking G. Arma Jesus.
He's back.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh God, he has the MP7. He stole the MP7. So tell them to let Arma Jesus play. Let him play. Let them play. Oh, and Lurch gets him. All right. Wow.
Well, that was epic.
Out of everyone to shoot, you shoot your one teammate in the AO. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Check my kill count.
All right, this concludes the EU branch. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Dream.
I'm saying you didn't see any of my kills though. They were actually quite nice. One of them I shot through a metal shack.
Nice. Regardless, that concludes the EU branch. We'll be back in an hour and a half for the NA branch, and then we'll play some DayZ with some jump scares where you can scare the shit out of me should you choose. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Cheers, and hopefully I'll see you in 90 minutes.